We all say it. We don't mean it. If you're going to use the word survey, use the word survey correctly. In today's training video, we're going to talk about one word. The word is survey. Frustrating word. Years ago, I used to be involved in commercial real estate. And depending on who the subs were, the contractors would come in, the plumber would come in and he would do a survey. The electrician would come in and do the survey. We'd use a surveyor, the real guy who does real surveys, and he would do surveys as well. The traffic guys would do surveys. Every trade that came in to work in a commercial real estate would do a survey. And then I move over, and for the last couple of decades of my life, I've been focused on Wi-Fi. And when I hear the word survey, so many people think of the word survey when they really want to say design, or they want to say validate, or they want to say something, and the only word they can think of is survey. So they even put together two words that don't work together, like predictive survey. Well, predicting is predicting. That has nothing to do with taking measurements like a survey does. So in this little lesson, we're going to talk about how to use the word survey properly. Hopefully, you'll learn a little something, and the next time you go to say the word survey, you'll at least stop and think and say, what did I really mean? There is the 4 Ds of Wi-Fi. Define your requirements. Design to meet those requirements. Deploy and validate to make sure you met those requirements. And then later, if there's a problem, you can come back and diagnose. First thing you do is find out what the requirements are. Then you validate to see if you met the requirements. Then you fix it. Then you validate it again to see if you met those new requirements. That's the process. The problem is people use the word survey when they mean define. There is a induction survey where people go out and take a survey. Oh, Mr. Customer, where would you like your access points? Everywhere, everywhere. What devices do you want to have covered? All of them, all of them. And that is the survey. We even have a survey form to go collect them on. Or they're going to do a design. So they say, yes, I'm going to come and I'm going to go on site and do a survey. No, what you're going to do is you're going to go on site and do a design. Or are you going to go on site and measure the walls or confirm the map that you received, the floor plan, actually matches what's in the real world? Those are all useful uses of the word survey, but they're not design. Design is design. Now you could take a design that you worked up and then go on site and do an AP on a stick, an access point on a stick, you mount it, and then you do a survey to validate your design. Or if you're really old-fashioned and you're from a decade ago, you might go and take an access point and mount it up and measure to find out how far it goes, and then say this is where the next AP goes, and use AP on a stick to actually do your design. But you're still using survey to help you design. So the survey is not the design. You might be going on to deploy, and when you're done deploying and you've put up all the access points in there in the ceiling and you want to hand it over to the customer, and they say, can you validate this for you? And you go, yeah, I'll do a survey. Again, the same word, but you're meaning something different. I've been called to fix bad Wi-Fi in many, many sites, and they come on and say, oh, can you survey us? You mean you want me to validate whether or not you meet your current requirements? Yeah, that's what I meant. But they use the word survey. So perhaps when we look at these, we should say, in define, there's a validation part. I should validate the requirements that I learned and make sure that everyone who's the key players all agree on the same or validate the same requirements. In the design stage, I should design and validate my design so it's working. I should validate after deployment. Of course, you should always validate after deployment because what we're installing is invisible. No one can see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, hear it. It doesn't touch any of our senses. We don't know how to deal with RF. So we do a validation to prove where it is and whether or not it met the requirements. Same with diagnose. In fact, diagnose we have 2. We do a validation before to make sure what's up and running, and then we analyze that to see is it meeting their current requirements. Then we fix it, and then we validate it again to prove that it's there. Every one of these could use the word survey. Might I suggest we start using validate instead? It has just the same value of survey because it fits in all of these scenarios. My recommendation is just use the word that you want to convey. If you are talking about, I'm going to come on site and do a design, say the word design. If you're going to validate, say the word validate. If you have to use the word survey, it's a validation survey. It's a diagnosis survey. I am surveying my design, something to give it some more information. And by the way, just never, there is no predictive survey. It's a predictive design. We talked about the word survey and why you shouldn't use it. Try using other words that are a little more descriptive. It'll help you and all of your customers and coworkers have more precise communication. If you want to learn more about Wi-Fi, about wireless LANs, come to wlanpros.com. We have lots of information for you there. Thanks for being part of the community.